They're led by Ella Parker.
So much power in this lineup for the Sooners, and Ella Parker, one of the most purest hitters in the sport of softball. She can do it all. Just so dangerous having her as your leadoff hitter.
In the circle for Arizona State, it's Kenzie Brown. Her numbers last season were just simply unreal, carrying the team in so many facets. Got a little bit more depth behind her, but that could make her even better in the circle.
Yeah, because she won't have to carry quite as much of a load, and it's so many different looks for each of these 4 ASU pitchers. But Brown spent a lot of time this offseason really working on her secondary pitches, so look for her to use that more in her arsenal this year.
Arizona State and number 3 Oklahoma. Brown, the right-hander from the circle. The pitch to Parker. Underway, a swing and a miss to get us started. Arizona State, a 4-1 win over the Toledo Rockets earlier today. Oklahoma kickstarting its season today here. We're heading down to Tucson for a 3-game series against the University of Arizona. Out in and out of the mid, and the catcher Swan for Arizona State, who caught Kenzie Brown so much a season ago. And look, Kenzie Brown, preseason All Big 12, unanimous selection there, first team All-American, depending on where you look.
Yeah,
last season, just unreal the year that she put together. And look, she's fully healthy now as well.
And that's scary to think about, that she wasn't fully healthy last year and the numbers that she put up. Coach Patty Gasso talked about with her lineup, because they're facing Brown, who is such an elite rise ball, that her hitters really have to try to stay above it. They have to do a really nice job of disseminating balls versus strikes, and be ready to pull the trigger pretty quickly.
Arizona State had some problems in game 1 with their pitch-com system. Looks like it's failed them again to start game 2. They'll go back to the old-fashioned wristband. And look, the numbers for Brown a season ago: 174 innings pitched. She had a 1.28 ERA and struck out over 280.
That's insane. Almost video game-like numbers that she was putting up last year.
Ahead 0-2 here against her first batter this season.
And Brown does such a good job getting you to pull the trigger on this. So much movement on it. And doing it against one of the best hitters in the sport of softball.
Parker out on the front foot, and Kenzie Brown starts the season the only way Kenzie Brown can start it. That's Cassidy Pickering, junior outfielder from Texas. Brown ahead 0-2 once again. 5 pitches, 5 strikes.
Power pitcher at its finest.
Arizona State, a team that has big-time aspirations to go even further than their regional bid a season ago for the first time under head coach Megan Bartlett. 0-2, swing and miss, strike 3, elevates one this time, back-to-back Kings.
That whiff rate on that rice ball is close to 40%. It's basically automatic. And again, you're doing it against 2 of the best hitters in the entire country. This is an absolutely deadly lefty pair in this Oklahoma lineup.
Kendall Wells, the freshman catcher, will step in. The first collegiate at-bat here. She bats right side, thrust into the center part of that Oklahoma order. 6 pitches, 6 strikes for Kenzie Brown in the first.
You're not going to believe when you see her swing. There's no way you think she's a freshman.
One in the air for the first time, and right to the third baseman Roberts. It's here in game 2 for Oklahoma.
And Lowry, this Oklahoma staff as a whole, they're going to be more pitch by committee. You're not going to have a dominant ace like you had last year in Sam Landry. One other thing to note for the Sooners is their pitching coach, Jen Rocha, is taking a leave of absence for some health matters. So you're going to see Carly Keeney taking over calling the pitches here tonight.
Thoughts definitely with her. Hopefully we, as Sooner fans, see her around the ballpark very, very soon. As Pond takes one just outside. 1-1 count on her. Pond, a big-time impact in that first game. A diving catch into the outfield, an outfield assist, and scored a run with a base hit.
And the pitch you're really going to look out for with Lowry is her changeup. That's sort of her go-to pitch, but has done a good job too of mixing things up, keeping hitters off balance. And Coach Gasso said she just has a sneakiness about her.
She snuck ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes, just misses off the plate. All played up by J.C. Bartley tonight. Kevin Condor down the first base line. Terry Holt down the line at third. Set off to stay alive. Oklahoma, look, they're dominant any time of year, but the month of February, the starts of the season that they've gone up to recently, 16-0 last year. Since 2020,
insane.
They're 70-1 in the first month of the year.
Unbelievable.
Lowry uses the timeout to reset.
I saw that record and I almost didn't believe it when I read it. But Patty Gasso, one of the absolute best in the game all time.
They've also reached the Women's College World Series in 13 of the last 14 championship seasons.
There's unbelievable consistency in the Sooners program.
Something Arizona State's trying to get back to. That's yanked foul down the right field line and well out of play. One thing Arizona State did early in that first game of the season against Toledo earlier today, grinded out at bats.
They sure did, and got stronger as it went along, but Coach Bartlett wants her squad in this lineup to really be aggressive.
Bounces this one off the glove towards second, on to first. Agbayani in time for the out.
And you're going to have to be aggressive going against this Oklahoma defense, one of the best infields in the game.
And Coach Megan Bartlett took them to the regional for the first time in her 3 seasons coming into this year last season, and really honest about wanting to return this program to where it was.
Yeah, and she feels like this team has that potential and the depth to be able to get back to a College World Series.
Check swing did go through, did Tiare Ho-Ching. Sophomore shortstop, 1 for 3 with a run-scoring double. Also scored a run in that 4-1 victory over the Rockets. Lines that one out toward left. Dayton in a couple of steps and makes the catch.
Well, we're already seeing Oklahoma execute part of the game plan. Coach Gasso saying that the Sooners needed to do 2 things really well. They have to keep the ball in the park because things fly a little bit further in this Arizona heat, and then you have to minimize walks.
Wind not blowing as much. It was kind of swirling earlier in the day. Now it's just kind of a calm breeze. Early move in the flag, as you see. Chester takes one low. Impact insurance swing in the 5th inning of game 1. On home 2 runs. Each base twice. Elevates this one on the left side. It's the shortstop Garcia. Plenty of room. 3 up, 3 down on each side in the first inning. High level soft 2-3 first inning. Back out there for her second frame. It's fouled straight back by Gabby Garcia, the shortstop. All the accolades for Oklahoma. In addition to that, they have 12 players currently playing in the Athletes Unlimited Softball League at the highest level of professional ranks. One pitch from Brown. Didn't mean to, but a pop up. This might work out. but they'll let it roll foul. Smart decision there. Roberts almost went and grabbed that, but Kenzie Brown said, let's back up, hold
up. Well, that's a senior for you, being like, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. For Gabby Garcia, this is a homecoming. Grew up here in Chandler, went to Basha High School. Her mom, you might remember, a very famous Sun Devil Hall of Famer, Cara Brun Garcia. Knew a thing or two about hitting home runs.
Part of the Arizona State deep softball history here in Tempe. A total of 4 national championships for the Sun Devils as recently as 2011.
Brown's done a great job so far, just getting ahead of counts.
Already 2 Ks. Here comes her 1-2 pitch. Good take there for Garcia.
The biggest thing that Coach Gasso said with Garcia is just because she's going to have a lot of family and friends in attendance is staying within herself, not letting this game get too emotional for her.
Played in high school down the road at Basha. Swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts for Kenzie Brown through 4 outs into the game.
And that's really where you've seen the development of Kenzie Brown's secondary pitches come into play. Has gotten a lot of strikeouts so far on that rise ball, but mixing things up there and getting Garcia to chase.
Something too where she was reading the takes of Garcia. Garcia did not have anything clean where she just watched it out of the zone. She had her near swing mode and got her to whiff. This one popped up to short. Ho Ching has the second out. Two down, nobody on for Nellie McEnroe Marinas, the third baseman. Oklahoma, a team a season ago that was 9th in all of college softball in runs per game. Top 20 in batting average as well. Second best in home runs.
They return 100 of their 120 home runs.
One-0. Swing and a miss.
And to give you a little perspective too, you and I had Toledo earlier today against ASU. Toledo among one of the best home run hitters in the MAC conference at about 50 home runs. So you're talking that's less than half of what Oklahoma hit last year.
And less than half of what Oklahoma is returning this season. There's the 1-1. That's fouled straight back. A ball to 2 strikes. Brown ahead in the count again. That is still filing into Farrington Stadium.
And that rise ball is going to be the key, not only for Brown, but for these Oklahoma hitters, not chasing it too much, just sitting on it when they can.
Brown looking to go perfect through 2. Check swing, pop up, and a scoop play and a dive from Roberts, but it's a base hit. Infield single gets him going.
Didn't even take a full swing on that, but just got a nice little hop there and doing it against an excellent defensive player as well.
Sets up Kai Minor. Another look from the left side. And dots one on the corner for strike 1.
Kai Minor, another one of these talented Oklahoma freshmen. Something to keep an eye on with her too is her speed. Has elite quickness. Coach Gasso actually compared her to Jada Coleman with that speed and just her ability defensively.
McEnroe Marinas on in front of her with 2 outs in this second inning. That's popped up off the top of the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oklahoma has found a way to get the game's first base runner on an infield half swing base hit. One-two pitch from Brown. Just a piece.
And those are the pitches that Kenzie Brown wants these Oklahoma hitters to chase. That pitch really low on the drop ball, but got her, luckily for Minor, fouled that one off.
Brown still way ahead. Here comes another 1-2, and just another piece again. One thing with Brown that she is used to with the big strikeout numbers, and of course that has led to some walks as well. Very, very high pitch counts. Not necessarily the most efficient pitcher, so she's used to not only going deep in games, but deep into the hundreds in the pitch count.
Yeah, and that hasn't necessarily been the case yet today. She's been able to work pretty far ahead in counts. This is one of the longer at-bats we've seen.
25th of the night, swing and miss, strike 3. Slow, and slow again. Kenzie Brown with 4 strikeouts through 2. She strands a single as we head to the bottom of the second in Tempe.
Kenzie Brown has it dialed.
One on with 2 outs in the top half, and they'll have Ashley Mejia lead it off.
What's most impressive with this crowd too is this is a busy week in Phoenix for sports. The Waste Management Open is going on. That's a popular event, so to get a sellout like this, to have it your first game of the season, first day of the season, it is awesome for ASU. And props to Oklahoma for agreeing to play ASU.
And Oklahoma travels well always, but even more so this weekend, as there's a lace right into the glove of Agbayani. One away. They have this game, but then they also spend the rest of the weekend down in Tucson against U of A.
That should be a great series to watch as well.
2 top 20 teams going at it. Another look at the Ashley Mejia line drive in second.
And this is why Oklahoma is so elite defensively. Agbayani, a Gold Glove recipient last year, and showing off why.
Powerful Ryan Brown at the plate. She takes one low and away.
Going to be really crucial though for ASU. Coach Bartlett talked about Kenzie Brown's doing her job right now in the circle, but her hitters have to give her some run support in this game. When you're facing Oklahoma, everything has to be firing.
And she wears one on the elbow guard. That's how the Sun Devils get on the base paths for the first time. The base runner in front of Tanya Wendell. Anyway on in these kind of games.
Literally, especially when you're facing Oklahoma. Whatever it takes.
We did a lot to focus on Tanya Wendell in the first game earlier today. Highly touted, of course, the senior, and looking for her first hit of the season. She was 0 for 2 with a couple flyouts. 1 to center, 1 to right.
But she's living her dream right now. She's wanted to go to ASU since the age of 10.
Swings through that one, trying to slap.
She's already one of the nation's best outfielders, but has great bat-to-ball skills as well, and has really worked on controlling the strike zone this year.
At 960 OPS a season ago. Bounces that one on the ground toward second. I'll get the one. Agbayani to Garcia. Wendell replaces Brown at first base. There's 2 away for Samantha Swan. Didn't see Sam Swan catch the opener. It was Shep behind the plate for Arizona State.
She caught every inning for Kenzie Brown last year.
Swings first pitch and pops this one up. Foul territory. Parker, the first baseman, there to end the inning. Each team strands a runner in the second inning. Still looking for the game's first run. Third inning up next. More in the Megan Bartlett era. 3 years. It's been steps in the right direction, and they ultimately got to that regional appearance a season ago, but it's taken a lot of work to get back.
It's been a journey. When Coach Bartlett took over, to say the cupboard was bare would be a massive understatement. She only had 8 players that were returning, no pitchers, no catchers. Year 2 was injury plagued, the most injured team in the entire country. She said we were walking wounded. And last year's team, while they took a huge step forward, super young. We're starting 5 freshmen at all times. So this is the deepest lineup she's ever had. She can scrimmage, full scrimmage all the time because of how much depth there is, and also the best pitching rotation she's ever had.
Kenzie Brown, so far so good for her. 1 base runner, 4 strikeouts, and a swing and miss to start the third. An example of those injuries. Kenzie missed the entire season 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, and Coach Bartlett even said, you know, even Kenzie Brown's her patience. She, especially after last year, she could have gone anywhere in the country. And the trust that she's shown to be, and the loyalty to just to stay here in Tempe.
1 misses just off the plate. Abby Dayton, a senior from California, the 8-hole hitter. It'll be Dayton, Malloy, and then Parker due up for Oklahoma in this third. This team with just 1 base runner through 2 innings. Oklahoma's was an infield half swing hit. There's a line drive towards center, in and then over the head of Pond. Into second base, sliding goes Dayton, just simply misread by the 5th-year senior out there at center.
Yeah, and Dayton showing off her wheels too to second, but she's the voice of this Oklahoma team. Great job. The hard hit ball, and as you said, a little bit misread in center field by Kaylee Pond, and that allows Oklahoma to open the door with the extra base hit.
Runner in scoring position to lead off the inning. There's Tia Malloy. And that one is in fair territory. It rolls foul. That one off the knob of the bat.
Besides giving Brown some run support offensively, the other component of this is ASU has to play great defense behind her.
We're gonna on that check swing. It nearly knocked the knuckles there, but caught off the end of the bat. Right on that knob, slightly choking up there too to expose it.
Definitely off the. Yep.
Coach Patty Gasso asking her player to see if she got hit before asking the umpire. Check swing, appeal to third, and Terry Holt says yes, she did. Unfortunate 0-2 count. One off your knob of the hands, and then another check swing. Round out the first time through the order for Kenzie Brown against this Oklahoma lineup. Swing and miss, strike 3. Big time strikeout, out number 1 in the third.
And it's another rise ball to seal the strikeout for Kenzie Brown. It's like you know what's coming as a hitter, especially in that situation, but it doesn't matter. Just climbing the ladder.
Ella Parker struck out to start the ball game. Back in the box, takes one outside. And we saw on the double from Dayton how high she had to get to climb to barrel that one up. That was even a bit higher, but had Malloy a little overzealous in swing mode in her first plate appearance of the year. 5 strikeouts the first time through. Change up again, missed. Swings through that one.
You just have to have such good patience as a hitter because, again, you know what's coming with that rise ball. And you have to hope that there's enough of those secondary pitches thrown in that you can get a piece of one.
2-1 pitch. Swing and miss again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kenzie Brown trying to fight back after a runner was placed in scoring position with nobody out. A strikeout, then fell behind 2-0. Two pitch to the leadoff hitting Parker. Swing and miss, strike 3. There's number 6.
That time too, a little bit different pitch selection there. That was strike 2. It's a rise ball, but comes back with strike 3 and totally different movement down the middle.
It's pure gas. Here's Cassidy Pickering.
So Brown doing a nice job of keeping hitters guessing because you're expecting that pitch to be a rise ball, and she comes with the fast.
That one through the catcher's Swan, and the runner moves up to third. That'd be Dayton. Double. Lead off this inning. Third base with 2 outs. Brown, one of the most competitive Sun Devils, and probably a big reason why. She has 8 siblings. As they go out to try to get on the same page, kind of a cross-up here.
And you're not going to see a lot of confusion between Brown and Swan, who spent all of last year working together, so they're very much on the same page.
Had issues earlier with the PitchCom system. They're back to wristbands now. Allen tips in a bit low. Pickering struck out swinging back in the first as well. 18 home runs a season ago. Oklahoma trying to strike first. Runner at third with 2 away in the third. That one elevated right side, playable for the first baseman. Chester makes the catch, and that ends the inning. Kenzie Brown against Toledo.
They can absolutely rake at the plate, and Texas State the favorite to win the Sun Belt Conference before they make the move next year to the Pac-12.
Arizona State got their first base runner last inning against Lowry on a hit by pitch. Stranded it at first base. 8-9-1 for them.
Speaking of standout freshmen, Jasmine Roberts, one of the Sun Devils standouts. Plays great defense, but also can rake at the plate. That's why you see her in the lineup.
This one elevated towards shallow right. Coming on to make the play is Pickering. 1 down. So one thing we saw a lot in game 1 from Arizona State offensively, all kinds of outs in the air.
Yeah, we're seeing it right now from Lowry as well. Sun Devil hitters getting under a lot of balls right now.
5 of the 7 outs in this game are in the air. Millie Roberts slides one down the left field line, and it lands foul.
And Roberts is an interesting story in herself. Transferred from Auburn, but she spent all of last year on Capitol Hill interning for Brett Guthrie, the Kentucky congressman, who's the chair of the Energy and Commerce Committee.
Millie had a base hit, scored a run. Game 1 for Arizona State. Again, that was a 4-1 win over Toledo.
Roberts, she's not necessarily interested in a career in politics, but her major was health policy, so she's interested in health administration, and that's what she's getting her master's in, so that's why that internship was a good fit.
Swings and misses there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lowry has not struck out Sun Devil yet tonight. That's upstairs for a full count.
Lowry's still trying to dial on that rise ball a little bit.
Just enough to poke that one foul down the first base line and stay alive. Sometimes the bats early in the season can be a little bit behind trying to get into the game groove, especially seeing other pitchers in your own. 3-2. Jam shot pop up. First baseman Parker makes the play, 2 down.
Well, and you're so used to just going against your own pitching staff who knows all your strengths and knows all your weaknesses. So there's a comfort level on both sides.
Some more weak contact for Arizona State.
Yeah, just some weak contact there for ASU, and just has not quite been able to figure out Lowry yet at the plate.
And I'll be able to see her for a second time. Kaylee Pond. Bounce one off the glove of Lowry. Then Agbiani, the second baseman, cleaned it up for the out. Struck the Sun Devils first. This one's popped up off the screen. Quickly 0-2.
It'll be interesting to see how long it takes for these Sun Devil bats to really start clicking, because this is expected. This offense is expected to be a strength of this year's squad. A lot more power on it.
Here's the 0-2. That's just outside.
Kaylee Pond had some excellent defensive plays against Toledo earlier today.
This one in.
The power was going to come out, and Pond right on cue, taking it out to right field.
She met that one out in front and just demolished it. She was looking in some way to make up for the misread to lead off the top of this inning. Kenzie Brown had her back to strand that runner at third base. And Kaylee Pond picks up her pitcher and gives her some run support with 2 outs in this third inning.
Kaylee Pond, the definition of an impact transfer.
Tiane Ho-Ching. This one popped up behind the plate, down to play. A 246-foot home run.
That's what you call a no-doubter.
A laser beam. This Arizona State crowd had a lot of strikeouts to cheer about on the defensive side, and their first swing to cheer about, first hit of the game. There's a solo home run from Kaylee Pond. 2 outs in this third. This one skied towards center field. And that's in the glove of Miner in center field to end the inning. Home run from Pond. We chat with her head coach when we come back on ESPN Plus. Front 1-0 over Oklahoma. We bring in Sun Devil head coach Megan Bartlett. Coach, thanks for joining us again. Early season, big test, of course, to bring in a program like Oklahoma. What do you want to see from your team tonight?
Just that they compete, they fight really hard. You know, Kenzie's thrown a beautiful game to this point, and they show up and rally behind their pitcher. But I just want to see him compete really well. I think it's just a great kind of benchmark, see where we're at this early in the season. And this team has big dreams of chasing Oklahoma City, so going to keep fighting.
Coach, as you mentioned, Kenzie's competing hard right now. The rise ball is certainly working, but how is the development of some of her secondary pitches keeping these Oklahoma hitters at bay?
Mackenzie is one of the most driven kids I have ever been around. Her work ethic is tremendous. She has sacrificed summers. She's the kid we have to drag out of the bullpen. She will literally throw her arm off. So it certainly is just a testament to her hard work, and she's just a tremendous kid, ball player, human, all of the above.
Kaylee Pond, a big swing in that bottom half of the third. How big has she been today, especially defensively in the first game?
Well, my goodness, those were some. If those are not on SportsCenter tomorrow, you guys need to talk to somebody, because KP's kind of showing out. But yeah, man, she squared that one up. You know, she's really honestly just trying to drive the ball in the gap, and caught that one a little early, and it left the yard. So, but yeah, KP's a game changer. We're so happy she chose to be a Sun Devil. We were so thrilled to get her out of the portal this summer, and she's showing what she can do.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, y'all. Works up.
Arizona State with that 1-0 lead. Big reason why was that home run. And now we get to see how Kenzie Brown works with the lead against an Oklahoma lineup, seeing her for the second time.
Yeah, got some run support in the form of Kaylee Pond in that last inning.
Kendall Wells, the 3-hole hitting catcher who popped out to third to end the first, will step in. 6 strikeouts. 11 batters in this game. Allowed 2 hits, a single, a double. And didn't have the signs on her wristband, so she has to go halfway back to the dugout.
Well, and with Wells, not that it always matters at the plate. She just has a strength about her. Does not look like a freshman.
'40th pitch of the night for Kenzie Brown. Just off the plate, maybe upstairs, 1-0.
Kendall Wells, a player that Coach Gasso says you're going to remember her name very quickly in our program.
Program full of names to remember. Skies this one on the infield. Second baseman, it's Roberts, one away.
Once again, it's that rise ball that's just giving hitters issues. Coach Gasso talked about that they have to make sure they're staying on top of it, and that has not been the case so far.
In steps Gabby Garcia, strikeout victim to start the second inning. Chased a big-time changeup on the outer half. Corner's playing in against her. She takes a strike at the knees. We mentioned last time she was at the plate, Chandler, Arizona native, Basha High School alum. First 4 games of this season in her home state. Oh, this is low, maybe out as well, 1-1.
She's also, fun fact, very close friends with ASU's Tanya Wendell, because Tanya was coached by Gabby's mom.
So very impactful in the travel softball ranks here in Arizona. Well, to check that swing and confirmed, Terry Holt says she went around. 0-2 strikes. A couple youth softball teams walking around the stands tonight.
And you love to see the young players out here just taking this all in. They could be future Sun Devils, future Sooners.
Another 2-strike count with Brown, as that's cut on it, missed. Drop third strike throw to first, just in time for the out. Another one gets away from Swan, but she pounces on it. 7th strikeout for Kenzie Brown.
Good recovery here from Sam Swan. Gets there and just throws an absolute bullet to first base. And this could have been bad for ASU, but gets it there right on point.
2 outs, nobody on for Ilana Agbayani. One dips in for a strike. Agbayani, one of the handful of Sooners from Hawaii, a BYU transfer. Oh, 2 count.
Agbayani known a little bit more for her defense, an elite defensive player.
2 Hawaiians in the starting lineup in this one. Ellie McEnroe-Marinas, who's on deck. 0-2 pitch with 2 away, and that one skips in.
So far, ASU and Kenzie Brown's done a really nice job of navigating this very potent Oklahoma lineup and offense. I mean, Coach Gasso talked about there's really no breaks in it 1 through 9.
She's gone out and just simply attacked from pitch 1. Swing and miss, strike 3. Strikeout total up to 8. Ella Parker in the spot for, I should say, Sydney Barker in the spot for Ella Parker at first base. As that's popped up and out of play. Ella Parker struck out twice at the plate, just her 5th career 2-strikeout game.
It just speaks to what a phenomenal hitter she is.
Katie Chester, the Sun Devil first baseman, starts off there 4th, looking for insurance, and into an 0-2 hole. Lowry still looking for her first strikeout. Arizona State struck out just 1 time the entire game 1 of this season. That was the last batter that they brought to the plate in the 6th.
Chester's going to be a real key piece of this ASU lineup this year.
Elevates this one toward shallow left center. It's playable by the shortstop Garcia for the first out.
Lowry continues, though, to induce a lot of pop-ups from this ASU lineup.
It's the 2nd time Chester has popped out to the shortstop, but again, all but 2 outs in this game have been in the air for Arizona State at the plate, including Ashley Mejia's line out to the 2nd baseman Agbayani. This one found straight back. It's 0-1.
Yeah, Mejia really tasked this offseason with trying to bring her strikeout rate down. She's really focused on having better pitch selection, being a little bit more disciplined at the plate, trying to control the strike zone better.
A lot of that bat to ball and early plate appearance contact for Arizona State has allowed Lowry to be very efficient in this game. That one driven deep to left center field. Dayton drifts back and makes the catch. Goodwood on it again for Mejia. A couple of loud outs for her.
Well, Brian Brown's kind of the X factor in this ASU lineup. Extreme power in her bat. Coach Bartlett saying she's the most powerful hitter I've ever coached.
Hit by a pitch in the elbow guard her last time. This is her 3rd time to the plate this season. No official at bat just yet. A walk and a hit by pitch. And takes the first pitch strike on the inside corner. When we met with Megan Bartlett yesterday, you could feel the belief that they can do more as that skied toward the right side, a long run, and
this is really a benchmark game for the Sun Devils. Who's going to step up in these big moments when you're playing the number 3 team in the country, even though nobody's going to be winning the World Series in February?
Even the slight haze and the smell of the grill starting to fill the left field and third base side of this stadium. Feels like late May and June.
It's also a precursor too to spring training starting in the major leagues out here in the Cactus League.
Kenzie Brown with 8 strikeouts through 4 innings. She has at least 2 strikeouts in every single frame. Nellie McEnroe-Marinas to start it off for Oklahoma. She got the first hit for the Sooners in this game. A half swing infield single up the middle.
15 home runs last year, 48 RBIs.
That's that straight back. She was on it, but not on it enough. Brown, a consensus All-American back last season, showing why. 8th Sun Devil all-time to be on the preseason National Player of the Year watch list. They select the top 50 around the country to be on that list.
Has aspirations of playing at the professional level, either for Athletes Unlimited or overseas.
And of course, numbers are great and making sure that happens, but numbers against teams like Oklahoma even stamp that even further. 1-2 pitch to the leadoff batter of this 5th inning. Just stop it away.
I think one of the big differences too you're seeing right now in ASU pitchers today, we saw it earlier today with Loopy and now with Brown, is just the way they're attacking batters right away in counts.
Full count. First walk of the game issued by Kenzie Brown. McEnroe-Marinas on for the 2nd time. A leadoff walk to put the tying run aboard in the 5th inning. Second time a leadoff runner has reached base safely. Oklahoma has only 3 base runners in this game. Kai Miner at the plate. Up and away for ball 1.
Well, Kai Miner, one of those talented freshmen for Oklahoma, who has a loaded freshman class.
Slaps that one just fouled on the 3rd base line. That one was nearly planned perfectly with Roberts crashing from 3rd. Got it by her, but not by the bag. On the right side. That was destined for extra bases and could have tied the game with McEnroe-Marinas running her at 1st.
Certainly Miner has the speed to get extra bases. One of the fastest players on this Oklahoma team.
Corners will be crashing again. She bunts this time, pops it up on top of the Sun Devil dugout. Look at that recruiting class, my goodness. When you add that to all the returners that we were talking about.
Yeah, plus you bring in 2 transfers that are going to make an immediate impact on your pitching rotation. It's pretty elite.
One, 2. Swing and miss, strike 3. 9th strikeout of the game.
And the hardest thing for both of these coaches so far this year has just been trying to figure out who to put in the lineup because you have so much depth on both teams. But Kenzie Brown with her 9th strikeout of the night, and she just keeps bringing it.
Catches Minor flat-footed there, blows it past her. Abby Dayton, a leadoff double in the third, was stranded at third in that frame. It kept us at the time scoreless.
And these freshmen for Oklahoma are getting a taste of what top pitching looks like at the collegiate level right out of the gates here.
Leadoff walk still runs at first for Oklahoma. Represents the tying run. Only walk issued in the game so far for Kenzie Brown. 2 balls, no strikes. Feels like it's this point of the game where if Oklahoma can show patience, it will be a virtue for them. She's fallen behind with 2 balls on all 3 batters. That one called a strike, 2-1. That'll be ruled a wild pitch. Advantageous and aggressive base running.
Just some of those misses have been on some of those secondary drop ball pitches.
Here comes the 3-1. That's in there for a strike. It's situations like these where strikeout pitchers make their hay. Runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs. Doesn't matter if I just simply strike you out. That's what she used with the leadoff double back in the third to get her out of the jam. Already 1 so far after the leadoff walk. Here's the 3-2 pitch. On the ground toward first. It will get the runner over to third, but with 2 outs in this 5th inning. Massive plate appearance for Tia Malloy. This will actually be Sydney Barker, who came in defensively for Ella Parker. She will hit for Malloy in this 9 spot. Swing and miss.
Well, confidence has really been a big step for Malloy today, but obviously a little bit of a switch around with Barker now at the plate.
Malloy struck out swinging back in the third, her only at bat. And that's the right call. One. Swing and miss.
Just so much trust in that rise ball for Kenzie Brown. And when you're trying to rein these hitters in when it's a high pressure situation.
Can she get out of another pickle? She's already stranded 1 runner at third with a strikeout. Trying to preserve a 1-run lead. 1-2 pitch. Hits in there, strike 3. 10th strikeout of the game. Had 13 such games a season ago. Her first of this. Ran another runner at third base.
And you're not going to get a lot of opportunities at the plate against Oklahoma, so you have to take advantage of the ones you do get.
Bounces that one right to Barker at first. She steps on the bag for the first out. First out on the ground. It's a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning.
And we'll be interested to see with how long the Sooners decide to stick with Lowry Last inning, we saw there was a little bit of movement in the bullpen earlier as Miley Wacheno was warming up.
Tanya Wendell has gone back to the batter's box. They want to make sure that this one was a fair ball. It was right down the line. The first baseman Barker caught it right on the bag. Kevin Condor, the first base umpire, for the look, and we show you this one. This one was close. That's going to be tough to overturn. We'll take a look on the challenge.
From that angle, that looks fair.
Yeah, her left foot.
That's the foot is the left one.
Yeah, left foot is in fair territory, and she's catching it in the middle of her body. So of course you can't necessarily use this logic, but logic would say that she caught the ball in fair territory, and nothing by those to overturn.
No, and to overturn this, it would have to be really irrefutable evidence.
And while we look at this replay, Sid Barker playing first base for Oklahoma. Ella Parker has re-entered the game and in right field for Oklahoma. And we are going to get the call. Pretty textbook there.
Yeah.
First out of the fifth.
I don't mind though ASU asking to review this though. At this point of the game, I mean, you're trying to get any advantage you can.
Sure. That does set up the catcher, Samantha Swan. She takes a strike, a pop out to then first baseman Ella Parker. In the air, well hit down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone, but it's just foul.
You're just waiting for ASU, the bats to get a piece of one like that. Kaylee Pond with a little bit of a preview earlier, but this is the potential that Coach Megan Bartlett thinks that this lineup has.
With how much they're living in the air, you know that's what they're looking for. A long ball pop, that's the difference in this game right now. 1-2 pitch misses low and away.
And Sam Swan certainly has a lot of pop in her bat. She was actually a power lifter back in high school in Texas.
2-2. Takes it upstairs and has worked a full count. Oklahoma starter, sophomore Audrey Lowry. Bouncing ball right side, back on at the second baseman on Bayani. Big stretch from Barker, 2 outs.
Bayani just so impressive defensively. The footwork, her speed, you name it. I mean, she's just a complete defensive package.
And probably the most underrated part of that, the body control to spin and throw a strike with a big stretch from Barker. Just a play that looks easy, but truly is not.
She makes every play look routine, even though a lot of them are difficult.
Jasmine Roberts with 2 outs. If she can get on, even if she doesn't score here, it would Guaranteed that the top of the order will come up in its entirety. Likely, hopefully for Arizona State, to find more insurance in the 6th. They go 1, 2, 3 in the 5th. Oklahoma. She's got 2 strikeouts. Swing and miss. It's the 5th time in her collegiate career for Parker to strike out twice.
It's almost unheard of to see Parker strike out twice.
And again, Brown has struck out 2 in every inning of this game. It's likely the best offense coming into the year in Oklahoma. 1-1.
Parker, one of the best hitters in the country. Her ability, she can hit to anywhere on the field, but she also has elite power too.
That power could snap at any moment, especially in a 1-swing game. Good spot with that, missed just out. 2-1. Just 1 walk for Brown. It was to lead off the 5th inning. The runner was stranded at third base, thanks to her 10th strikeout of the game. Three and 1.
A good patience being shown by Ella Parker, being very selective right now with these pitches.
She takes a walk. 5 pitches for number 5 to start this 6th inning. Back-to-back frames with leadoff walks. Those come back to bite more often than they don't, especially with the offense of Oklahoma. Here's Pickering. A strike. Pickering struck out in the 1st, popped out to 1st in the 3rd.
Pickering, just one of those players that always kind of seems to step up in the most pressure-filled moments. Talk about a 1-2 punch in her lineup with Parker and Pickering.
18 home runs a season ago, slugged .801. 1-1 pitch on the corner. It's strike 2. The first-team All-American in the circle, the first-team All-American in the batter's box. A 1-run game in the top of the 6th inning. 1-2 pitch. It's in there for strike 3. How about 11?
The response that Kenzie Brown shows is just so elite. The ability to have that short-term mentality and to bounce back the very next batter. Plus, I love the emotion she shows out there in the circle.
The emotion helped her through the top of this order. 3-hole hitter in Wells at the plate. Out.
Oklahoma fans would quickly remember the name Kendall Wells and the freshman showing off why in her first game of the season, the 2-run go-ahead homer, and just displaying the power bat that she is known for.
Wells had popped out in her first 2 plate appearances. Takes the first pitch out to left center and flips the game on its head. Now the Sooners can look for insurance. Now leadoff walk comes back to bite. How does Kenzie Brown respond? We mentioned it to each other during the break. One run wasn't going to be enough.
Not against Oklahoma.
Can Kenzie Brown limit them to 2 and give the offense a chance to fight back in the bottom half? A bunt put down, third baseman charging, and on to first. Good play from Roberts there for the second out. Plays like that after a big home run with a momentum swing can test the composure of the defense.
Yeah, sure can. And that's really the talent of this Oklahoma offense on display. Is it's not just a power lineup, has plenty of weapons in there that can lay down a bunt like that.
Oklahoma, the offense was 5 outs away from being shut out for the first time since the 2019 College World Series over 330 games ago.
But it just speaks to the experience of this Oklahoma lineup. They don't panic. They don't fold under pressure. They're used to being in these type of situations.
It was patience to set up that moment. It just missed, maybe low, maybe a bit out, 2-0. Lana Agbayani 0 for 2 with a pop out to short and a strikeout.
But has had a couple of really impressive defensive plays.
Squares the bunt, pulls it back, 3 balls, no strikes. Second walk of the inning comes with 2 outs. Kenzie Brown did not walk anybody through the first 4. Walked the first batter of the 5th, first of this 6th. And Agbayani. It was 70 walks and 174 in the 3rd innings pitched a year ago. McEnroe Marinas at the plate, takes one upstairs.
And no movement right now in ASU's bullpen. So going to ride this jam here in this inning.
One. Waiting on her veteran presence to get her out of this. There's been no meeting in the circle. Kendall Wells flips the game with a 2-run home run in this top of the 6th inning. And this just upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Just having a little bit more trouble this inning, finding the zone a little bit.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Arizona State's lone run, solo home run from Kaylee Pond back in the 3rd inning. And led 1-0 until 1 out in the top of this 6th inning. Wells blasted that 2-run shot over the left center field wall. A 2-out walk, runs at first and Agbayani. Brown's 2-2 pitch. Just off the plate. Full count.
And that one was missed maybe by a ½ inch.
And that's one when you're attacking consistently and around the strike zone, you might get that call. And you've been nibbling
Yeah,
the last inning plus.
Frankly, I was a little surprised she did not get that call.
3-2, swing in the air down the left field line. Long run for a Wendell over and just out of the reach of the dive. That might actually be Yaya Acuna out there left. Yaya came in as a defensive replacement in game 1. And she does again here in game 2. Fresh life for McEnroe Marinas. Another 3-2. Kenzie Brown, despite the strikeouts, had been so efficient through 4. It made her grind through the last 2. 94th pitch of the night. Out straight back. McEnroe Marinas, the redshirt sophomore, has reached both times she's come to the plate. Infield single back in the 2nd. Walked to lead off the 5th. And has worked the 9th pitch of this plate appearance as Oklahoma looks to add on. Swing and miss, strike 3 we've had at the national level. Sydney Signs to pinch hit. And therefore Millie Roberts. Pinch hitter, then the top of the orders. That's driven down the right field line, slicing foul.
So we're starting to see ASU hitters are hitting the ball a lot harder in these last couple of innings. But again, you got to be able to give Kenzie Brown some run support. You have to be able to straighten out some of those swings.
Signs trying to set the table for Kaylee Pond, who's due up on deck. Swing and miss, 1-2. Oklahoma taking the lead on a 2-run home run from Kendall Wells to the top of the 6th inning. Oklahoma leadoff walk with her. Go from down 1 to up 1. Nice upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. What a plate appearance this would be to flip some of that momentum if she can find a way on off the bench. Pond, Ho Ching, Chester to follow. Pulled the string perfectly. What a time for the first strikeout of the game for Audrey Lowry. And how about a time for Kaylee Pond to step to the plate, look to see what she did last time.
Yeah, solo home run out to right field for a 1-0 ASU lead. Impact transfer getting it done in this ASU lineup, but Sun Devils are going to need another answer from Pond and company.
Takes that one on the outside corner. Five homers a year ago. 2 games into this season, has 1 already.
Coach Megan Bartlett talked about that. Oklahoma, they're going to punch you, and you got to be able, when the punch comes, you have to be able to punch back.
This is really the first time, obviously, brief season, small sample size, that they've been punched. This is the first time they've trailed all year. 2-1 count on their leadoff hitter.
confidence in her at-bats. And Minor just swooping in there at the warning track.
Pond was still fired up for barreling that pitch up to the dugout, telling him, hey, we've got this, stay in it. Still just one swing from changing things up, and noticing that.
Well, you're starting to see Lowry's starting to get hit.
Yeah, so we'll go out to the circle. For now, to give a pep talk to the sophomore Audrey Lowry, who has been fantastic in this game. She's found contact. Just the one strikeout. She's been efficient. Just the one mistake. And it looks like her night will be over. We'll take a quick break, tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. First one to make a change in the circle. They go to Miley Wachenio. Get the last out of this sixth, and likely the 3 outs of the seventh.
Yeah, Wachenio, one of the transfer pitchers that has come into this rotation. Coming in from Ole Miss. She reached the College World Series last year as a freshman, but 160 strikeouts on the season for her, including a single game record, 19 strikeouts against Southern Miss.
What a pitching classic this has been. The only runs on the scoreboard, home runs. A 2-run shot from Oklahoma, a solo shot from Arizona State. Alongside Kelly Burke, Alex Coy with you from Tempe, Arizona. Game 2 of Arizona State's season. It took a 4-1 win over Toledo earlier today. The Sooners kicking off their campaign in this one. First pitch to Tiane Ho-Ching, misses inside.
Coach Patty Gasso talked about with her sophomore, just has a calmness about her. Being able to come into these type of situations, high pressure, you're trying to close out games.
This is inside again. Ho-Ching has hit the ball hard twice. A fly ball to left in the first, a fly ball to center to end the third.
Ho-Ching has really worked on her power, added 15 pounds of muscle mass this offseason.
Inside corner this time, 2-1. Just 4 hits between these two teams. Sun Devils' lone knock was the round tripper from Pond. That was back in the third.
Well, there weren't a lot of questions about Oklahoma's lineup coming into the season. Honestly, the biggest question mark was the pitching staff, how it was going to come together. It's going to look a lot different this year, more of a pitch by committee type effort.
Yeah, you knew it was going to be deep coming in and a lot of promise, but where was that high end? And they've shown that. Has it been by strikeout? It's been missing barrels.
And that was something that Coach Gasso said, is last year we had to rely on Sam Landry so much, and she pitched 24 of the 27 Women's World College Series innings.
Inside corner for a strike, full count. Ho-Ching trying to extend the inning, representing the tying run. Chester, who had a big late inning swing in game 1 of this season, waits on deck. Placed her spot in the order. 3-2 count, nobody on with 2 outs, bottom 6 in a 1-run game. On the ground and fouled on the third base line. Tiane Ho-Ching with really good numbers in her freshman campaign. What they wanted her to do in the offseason, she accomplished. Add 15 pounds of muscle. 3-2. Bolted foul to stay alive.
Absolute bullet. That'll keep you on your toes in the ASU dugout.
That's why you have the catcher's gear on in there if you're going to poke out. Ho-Ching is battling. First batter faced. You are watching the Big 12 on ESPN. Well, you could not have asked for a better night of softball to kick off the 2026 campaign here in Tempe. How about this? 23-7.
Lined around the parking lot.
Still rolling in as the first inning concluded. Standing room only beyond each dugout, down each line. Hard to beat the weather we're getting to, mid-70s all day. Now it's crunch time. Oklahoma looking for insurance against Kenzie Brown. Her 97th pitch is in the air, well hit out to left, but playable for Acuna. She makes the catch for the first out of the 7th inning.
You just got to give yourself and your offense a chance here,
Yep.
bottom of this inning, to get a little bit of run support.
If she can navigate the bottom third of the Oklahoma order here, she'll give the 3-4-5 portion of the Sun Devil offense a chance down a run. Abby Dayton at the plate, a double back in the third, and grounded out to first in the 5th inning. Oklahoma held scoreless until 1 out into the 6th. A 2-run home run from Kendall Wells. Swing and miss, 1-1.
Brett really has not made many mistakes in this game.
When you're tossing 99%, just
Yes.
one mistake of your 100, that's pretty dang good. But that's the difference in the game. That and a leadoff walk.
You really have to be almost near perfect when you're playing Oklahoma.
Two one. Spot with that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stripped it in. First baseman Barker on deck. Struck out at her lone plate appearance back in the 5th. Bouncing ball. Tough play. Infield base hit for Abby Dayton.
Opportunistic there by Dayton, one of the vocal leaders of this Oklahoma team.
Trying to find an opportunity to slap that entire plate appearance and place that perfectly between Brown and Chester. Chester too far off the bag to win that race. Insurance runner aboard with 1 away in the 7th inning. Here's Barker. Oklahoma has struck out for 10+ times for the first time in a regular season game since 2020. Right now doing so with a leading effort. Another 2-strike count for Brown. Her 0-2 pitch. Put away.
Good job by Barker not chasing that rise ball. There's just no breaks in this Oklahoma lineup, 1 through 9.
Brown has gotten the Sooners to swing and miss. 10 of her 12 strikeouts down swinging. Got Barker looking to end the 5th. 1-2 count, runner at first and 1 away in the 7th inning of a 1-run game. Holds up that time. Field single for Abby Dayton, still running at first base. 2-2. Full count.
Good patience being shown by Barker right now.
Ball four, fourth walk of the last 3 frames for Kenzie Brown. 2 big runners on base for Oklahoma. Top of the order coming to the plate.
And Brown having so much success, especially in the first 3 to 4 innings of this game with that rise ball, having a little bit more trouble here in the last inning or 2 of getting that to throw that as a strike.
This is going to be Kenzie Brown's game. Fanny Gasso giving orders to the base runners, and Ella Parker, who steps to the plate. Parker led off the 6th with a walk and scored on the 2-run Kendall Wells homer. Upstairs for ball 1. Swing and miss. 1-1. And look, as much as we discussed in the first game how deep and no breaks that the Arizona State offense can give you, Oklahoma is that and then some.
Yes.
8-9 hitters coming up big to set the table for their top of the order in this 7th inning.
Yeah, their 8-9 hitters would hit in a lot of other teams' middle of the lineup.
So the patience of Oklahoma has transformed them in the back half of this softball game. No walks. Every strikeout was a swing and miss through the first 4. Since then, 4 walks and 4 Ks.
He's just been very discerning at the plate with these pitches.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
But that's what Coach Gasso said it was going to take, is being able to be able to pick out the strikes versus the balls, especially on this rise ball.
It's been a Kenzie Brown marathon as we expected. Can she give her offense a chance in the bottom half? Swing and miss, strike 3. Elevates that one. First strikeout of the 7th, second out of the frame.
Well, if you're Kenzie Brown and you're getting one of the best hitters in the country and you have had her strike out 3 times in this game, you have to be feeling pretty good about yourself.
It does not get any easier. Cassidy Pickering at the plate. Dribbles in. All in, no strikes. Pickering 0 for 3. She struck out twice and also popped out to Chester, the first baseman. Popped straight up behind home plate. Swan will not have a play.
And neither do the fans.
Yeah, the guy in the Johnny Bench jersey came up one hand length too short. In his rightful spot behind the dish. 2 on and 2 out as Oklahoma tries to add to a 2-1 lead. Their 2-hole hitter at the plate. Fly ball center field at Fraser's Pond. She's there for the out. Big time job in the 7th for Brown to weave in and out of trouble. Last chance for the Sun Devils. Heart of their order up next. Through with a big late inning 2 RBI swing in game 1 of today. She's set to lead off the 7th down a run.
Katie Chester has that power in her bat. She's got the pop. And quite the journey back too. Did not play last year, was injured, had to have ankle reconstruction surgery. So this is really the first action she's seeing in a while in live game action.
2 at-bats so far for her. She's popped out to the shortstop Garcia both times. Once to end the first, once to start the 4th. Sun Devils down a run with their last cracks. Jam shot off the screen. Miley Wachenyo faced 1 batter last inning. Struck out Tiare Ho-Ching. In relief of Audrey Lowry, who did a great job in her first start of the season, a left-handed sophomore.
Yeah, Lowry getting a lot of pop-ups in this game.
Another pop-up there. Other side of the screen. 2 strikes. Sun Devils have their 3-hole hitter Chester at the plate. Cleanup batter Mejia on deck. And the immense power of Ryan Brown waiting in the hole. This group 0 for 5 in this game and has reached once on a hit by pitch. 0-2. Looping pop-up, diving effort from third baseman McEnroe Marinas. Couldn't get to it though. Arizona State, have to say it again, just 1 hit in the game was that solo home run from Kaylee Pond.
Well, this pitching staff for Oklahoma has shut down this Sun Devil offense, which is expected to be fairly potent this year.
Oh, 2. Popped up, this time playable for the catcher Wells, and she makes the catch, 1 away.
So much trust being put in the freshman Kendall Wells behind the plate. She had the go-ahead 2-run homer and getting it done here in the 7th to try and close out an opening game win for Oklahoma.
Freshman catcher, the native of Bogart, Georgia. What a first collegiate game. Mejia hard on the ground, vacuumed up by Garcia in time for the out. Oklahoma and out away from a season opening win.
And that's what's so tough about this Oklahoma squad is there's just no holes in the defensive lineup either. Such a strong infield. Set a program record last year in double play. So it is rock solid, both offensively and defensively.
It comes down to the Thompson Station, Tennessee native Ryan Brown. Transfer from Tennessee. Junior's power, looking to display that. Was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd. Popped out to the first baseman Barker in the 4th. Represents the last chance for ASU. Oklahoma fans down the first base line holding their breath, wanting a victory to start their campaign. Arizona State fans throughout holding their breath, looking for a comeback. Three balls and a strike after the check swing. She did not go.
Well, Changa doing a nice job of really trying to jam up Ryan Brown at the plate right now. And this is who, if you're ASU, this is who you want at the plate. Your most powerful hitter.
3-1 pitch in the air down the left field line and hooks well foul. Right-handed Ryan Brown at the plate. Right-handed Miley Wachenio in the circle. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Tying run on base. Walk-off run at the plate.
And that's what it takes, just winning those long battles at the plate, putting some pressure now in the circle on Wachenio.
Brown fired up as she's pinch run for. Corey Scholl will pinch run for the second time. The redshirt freshman from Queen Creek. Just down the road from Tempe. So her speed at first. And Tanya Wendell, her bat at the plate. Actually, pinch hit Emily Shep, the catcher who started the first game of the season for Arizona State, the junior.
And Shep, a player for ASU, she's got great power, but she also has really great barrel control too. So she has that ability to make pitch-to-pitch adjustments.
First walk drawn by ASU all game. Runs at first base, representing
defensive end with 2 important outs in foul territory to close out this game, but also getting it done on the offensive end. The go-ahead 2-run homer for the Sooners.
And you can hear their faithful getting into it as they kick off their campaign to get back to the promised land after their 4 consecutive national championship streak was broken this past season. What a tightly contested game. What a ball game. Both pitchers were unreal. Kenzie Brown, 13 strikeouts, 1 mistake, 2-run home run. And the OU pitching staff, just 1 hit in the game. A solo home run from Kaylee Pop.
And of course, it was a 2-run home run. The power of this Oklahoma lineup on display. Didn't get really any opportunities except for that 1 pitch.
And that 1 swing, the reason why the difference in the game was on the heels of a 2nd consecutive inning where Oklahoma drew a leadoff walk. They were able to